What's going on, y'all? Five Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NBA here to talk some NBA Finals. And I know I've been a little MIA, but believe you me, I will address all of that in another video, so don't you worry about that. With that being said, I just wanted to come on and talk about the NBA Finals, give my quick thoughts on this series and what it is going to happen moving forward, okay? And so let's just start right away and talk about now with 3 games through. The Raptors have a 2-1 series lead. And if you guys remember, I originally predicted the Warriors in 6 games. Now, the huge elephant in the room in this series has been Kevin Durant's injury and his availability or lack thereof for the Golden State Warriors. And he hasn't played in any of the 3 games, and he won't be playing in Game 4. Now, when the news came out that, you know, he was out Game 3 because a lot of people expected him to play in Games 3 and 4 starting then, I said, okay, now obviously this means that there's a good chance, I believe, that Kevin Durant might not come back in the series. There's obviously the possibility that he could, but now it's looking more and more like that injury that KD has is a bit more serious than we were led on to believe, okay? So, with that being said, this changes the entire series because when I made my prediction, I had assumed that Kevin Durant would be available sometime for the Golden State Warriors, okay? And now that he's not available for either of their 2 home games, I mean, it is becoming very, very difficult for me to see the Warriors winning this series. We saw in Game 3 with no Klay Thompson, Steph Curry got to see and feel what LeBron James has felt in the past couple of finals, namely last year's NBA Finals and the 2015 Finals when Kyrie Irving was lost after Game 1 and Kevin Love was lost before even the finals started. So you got a little bit of taste of that for Steph, who had like 47 points, but he really didn't get any help. So what do I have now moving forward in this series? Well, Klay Thompson's going to be back for Game 4, so you got Klay back. But again, he's not going to be 100% on that gimpy hamstring, which means what? Which means that more of the onus is going to be on Steph and Draymond Green, and other guys need to step up. Draymond Green isn't very effective without Klay Thompson on the floor, or a fully healthy Klay Thompson, because Klay opens up the floor for him and Draymond thrives, obviously, in the passing lanes, okay? So that's key for the Golden State Warriors, but can they still win this series with just Klay Thompson and not Kevin Durant? Yes. If Klay Thompson, who's playing, you know, is limited in any way, and he's not 100%, obviously that makes it much, much, much more difficult for them. So to me, again, I feel like it would be the wrong thing to not change my prediction at this point, knowing the injury situation. And I think I'm going to go with the Raptors to win this series in 7 games. And the reason I say that, you guys might be thinking I'm flip-flopping, you know. But hey, when you get new information, you have to make new predictions, okay? Colin Cowherd always uses this analogy where if you go to a doctor and he's got some new medicine, you know, that he just found out about that can cure whatever it is that you have, you probably want him to do that. We have new information now. I thought Kevin Durant would be available for the first 2 home games of the Warriors. He hasn't been, and he's not going to be. So that means advantage Toronto. And we saw now guys like Danny Green are catching their rhythm. They're, you know, able to shoot well. Fred VanVleet has come on as of late. Even Kyle Lowry is playing well. Serge Ibaka on the defensive end. We know what Kawhi Leonard's been doing. That was never the question. The question was what other Raptors besides Kawhi Leonard would step up in this series. And now I have faith that there will be enough Raptors to step up to where I think Toronto wins this series. So here's how I see it playing out. Next game, probably the Warriors win this one. Klay Thompson coming back there at home. They know their backs are against the wall, so I expect them to win that. Then Game 5 in Toronto, again, whether KD's back or not will obviously make a difference. But again, I'm being very pessimistic at this point about KD's return. And I think Toronto can win that. And then Game 6 back in the Oracle, let's give that to Golden State just because they're at home. Maybe KD's back at that point. But then Game 7 is in Toronto. And I mentioned this to you guys in my initial series prediction that home court is going to matter because Toronto has it and Golden State doesn't. And the Warriors have had home court each of the past couple of finals, I believe every single one of them. So winning a Game 7 in Toronto, that's going to be insanely difficult. So to me, I'm going to go with the Raptors in 7 games. You want to talk about Kawhi Leonard, but then the guys around him stepping up. Siakam's had a good game in this series, and he's been pretty well in the series. Danny Green, like I said, has been playing well. Kyle Lowry, all other guys are stepping up. And if they keep shooting like how they're shooting, I mean, they could end the series before 7. But point being is, I still respect the Warriors, but KD, getting very pessimistic about him coming back at all. And Klay Thompson, less than 100%. He is completely going to be compromised, I believe. I'm taking the Raptors in 7. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree. As always, thanks for watching.